I think a lot of members have questions about the bill, but I'll jump off if I could. Where I heard you say in the layout, this is not a tax cut bill.
I've been very clear throughout the process that this does absolutely nothing to lower anyone's property taxes. It is a bill on reforming the process and creating a protection to certain taxpayers.
Okay, so if we pass this bill as is today, we should not go home and tell our constituents that we have done something to cut their taxes. Is that what you're telling us?
Absolutely, Mr. Turner. I would recommend that you might be creating a peril to your future if you sell that to your taxpayers, as others have.
Well, I agree, Chairman Bonnen, and I have a little information here from Arlington, one of the cities I represent. I wanted to ask you about. I'm told that by moving the rollback rate from 8% to 6%, that the average homeowner in Arlington would save 75 cents a month. Does that sound about typical of what we would expect around the state, just in terms of?
And I'm not gonna try and argue with you about that. My information tells me it'd be more like $2 a month. It's about $12.
$2 a month, really?
Yeah. So
wow.
it's more than twice what you were suggesting. So
that'd be $24 a year.
So it'd be $24 a year. My information is that it's about $12 a percentage.
Okay, but that's a statewide average. Is that?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So
maybe more specifically to your community.
Yeah, some will be more, some will be less, but $2 a month would be a statewide average. Okay. So it doesn't provide tax relief.
And being you're going to the cities, if you don't mind, I'd like to go ahead and discuss for counties. I don't want anyone to be confused. It's $12 a year for cities, and it's $9 a year on counties.
Okay. And now we've heard a lot of, I think, concerns, I certainly have anyway, from cities and counties both. I think a dual concern that the legislature has been known to pass unfunded mandates onto cities and to counties. As far as I know, I probably voted for some of those through the years.
We all have.
Yeah.
We all have.
And now we're bringing this bill that is going to restrict their ability, in their view, to raise revenue. And there's been a specific concern raised to me from cities and counties that this is going to negatively impact public safety when the majority of our municipal budgets are devoted to public safety, to police protection, to fire protection, EMS in many cases. How do we deal with the fact that we may be negatively impacting public safety when we do pass laws in the state that actually put more requirements on our public safety?
I think it's a great question. I appreciate your asking it, and the answer I have for that is twofold. If you'll hear me out, first off, cities and counties are suggesting that they seldom ever go over 6 or 8. So if they seldom ever go over 6 or 8, that shouldn't be an impairment to their ability to fund public safety. Unless they are regularly doing that, which I have the facts in front of me. To the cities and counties' credit, we have in 2016 numbers, there were 20 cities that went above 6% on their rollback, and there were 6 who were below that. On the counties, there were 4 who went over 6%. So the question to public safety, in my opinion, falls to the same answer they've given all along, which is we never really go to that point. But then the other point I would highlight, and this is annual budget increases since 2010, the total general revenue funds have risen more so than the public safety parts of the budgets since 2010. So I think on both of those points, we are not impairing any city or county's ability to meet the public safety needs of their community. And of course, for some reason, they needed to go beyond a 6% to do so. I would like to believe that they would go to their voters, they would explain the situation, and the voters would make that decision.
All right. Sure, and I think you agree that looking at city budgets, there's some that spend 50% on public safety. Some are in the high 60s, 70% of public safety.
Most definitely.
Probably in those cities that are the higher percentage of their budget that is devoted to public safety, this is probably more likely to have a potential impact on them. Would you not agree?
Possibly, but again, the statistics since 2010 bear out And I think the cities and counties should be proud of themselves that rarely do any of them go above 6, rarely do any of them go above 4, and that quite candidly, I'll use the city of Dallas as an example. Their public safety budget has gone up just under 3%, and their total general revenue has gone up just above 3%. So the city of Dallas should be unaffected. The city of San Antonio, I need to point out, has actually raised, they're the only major city that public safety has gone up more than total general fund. But even in that case, they're only a little bit above 4% on going up on public safety, and the general fund is up about 3.5%. So okay. Again, they're all within the margins.
All right. And then shifting gears just a little bit, the provisions in this bill relating to rollback rates and automatic elections and so forth, now that doesn't apply to school districts at all, is that right?
They're already under a 4% hard cap.
Yeah, so nothing we're doing in this bill is going to impact school property taxes. Is that accurate?
That is accurate because they already have a 4% hard cap on them.
And it is true, is it not, that when we look at our overall property tax bill, the total we pay in property taxes, over 1/2 of that amount goes to education. Is that not?
Oh, that's absolutely right. With that said, though, it's not a reason to not create this hard stop and a protection for other taxpayers. But you are correct with your facts.
Understand. And so, and this body, and I think with both your vote and my vote, has now passed Public School Finance Reform, House Bill 21, in both the regular session and the special session twice, overwhelming support. That bill actually does have the potential to have long-term meaningful impact on property taxes, does it not? Because if we really want to reform property taxes, we need to reform public school finance. Would you not agree?
I agree with the statement 100% that if we want to reforming property taxes is what we're doing here. If we want to lower property taxes, House Bill 21 doesn't lower them, but school finance reform is the only way for the Texas legislature to lower a local individual's property taxes by simply having the state take on a greater share of funding of public education. But I don't want to also represent, though, House Bill 21 is fine of a bill as it is, as passionate as I am, and I know you are, that it be passed and it become law during this special session. It will not provide any relief to a property taxpayer in a local community.
I agree. I agree. That's not what the bill is designed to do. But long term, if we want to provide lower property taxes, we have to look at the side of the equation that over half of people's property tax bills go to, and that's education.
Absolutely.
Right,
and the only way for the Texas legislature to take a vote and directly lower someone's property taxes is for us to have a greater percentage share of the cost of education.
I absolutely agree with that, and we agree this bill doesn't do that, and this bill will not lower people's property taxes.
Not at all, and I would never want a colleague of mine to suggest that, because we're here to do reform and protection.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.